one take that you had early on that I really loved, and it was depression isn't real.
Yeah.
You say that, and over time you've kind of stepped back on that a little bit because people have gotten so crazy, and you changed it to I don't think depression isn't real.
I'll double down.
Yeah.
Right now. I'll explain it again. I'm going to try and explain it to people at home so they can understand it. So I'm going to
because I liked it in the more abrasive fashion.
Yeah.
I thought it was more impactful.
No, depression isn't real. Depression isn't real. And I'm going to explain to you why I say that. And when I say that, people at home try and argue against it because they don't understand the premise behind the idea. If I don't believe in depression, I cannot become depressed. As I've said on many podcasts before, if you have two people inside of a haunted house and there's a noise in the night, the one who doesn't believe in ghosts will assume it is wind and go back to sleep. The one who believes in ghosts will assume it's a ghost. He will then wake up and panic and he will be afraid and he'll call an exorcist. It is the belief in the ghost that gives it power, not the noise itself. The reason I say depression isn't real is because now I can no longer become depressed because I don't believe it's real. So if I get sent to a Romanian jail cell and I have no idea how long I'm going to be in there for, and I'm suffering in there, I can't become a depressed person because I don't believe in the ideal or the mental model of depression. Believing in it gives it power. And I refuse to believe in things that take away power from me. And anybody who sits at home and argues with me that depression is real, why would I adopt your thinking if it makes me less powerful? Why would I adopt your thinking if it makes me less capable of dealing with difficult scenarios? This isn't even about being correct anymore. This is about adopting a mental model which makes me as competitive as possible. If me believing depression is real will put me in a position where I believe I'm a depressed person and I might want to kill myself, why would I believe in it? That sounds terrible. It sounds like setting myself on fire. I refuse. Depression is not real, so I cannot become depressed. That is what I believe, and you cannot change my mind because changing my mind will make me weaker. And why would I adopt the thinking or the mental model of somebody weaker than me? I don't believe in depression. That's the bottom line of it, so it's not real. People argue with me, and they come at me with these matrix statistics. And
there's a study here in Oxford and this.
This study says, but I don't believe in studies. It's hard. I don't believe in studies. You can come at me with a million studies about depression. I don't believe that depression is an illness you catch from the sky and your brain is chemically imbalanced. Mental illness is real. PTSD is real, but that's based on an event. Something has happened. I believe in general, most of these depressed people is massively overdiagnosed. They need to take some agency and responsibility for their own lives. And I believe if they stop believing in this cure-all excuse of depression and instead start believing in working hard and becoming the kind of person they know they could be, they'll feel a lot better. The number of people who have said the gym has cured my depression, then how is it a mental illness? If the gym cured your depression, how is it an imbalance of chemicals in your brain if going to the gym and dedicating yourself and working hard cured it? Explain that to me. It doesn't even make sense. It's, you know what it is? What did we say earlier about the Matrix trying to push all ideas that promote selfishness? What is depression besides ultimate selfishness? Depression isn't real. And if you're depressed and you want to argue with me and prove to me that it is real, you're going to start sending me long emails about how sad you are. And I would never adopt the thinking of somebody who is sad. So all you're doing is convincing me even further to ignore every word you say. And you can sit in your room crying your eyes out like a depressed little girl. And I will continue to live a fantastic life. Because I'll tell you something. Most depressed people don't understand. Nobody gives a fuck. We all have our own problems. We all have our own issues. Nobody cares. You think being depressed and you can walk around and tell everyone, I'm depressed, I'm sad, and people are going to care. Nobody cares. They might pretend to care for a few seconds if they're a particularly nice person. But in general, nobody cares about you or your life besides you. And if you're not going to get up and work hard and go and try and get a Ferrari yourself, nobody's getting up every day and going to work every day to try and buy a Ferrari to give it to you. Nobody. So you either get up and do it, or you sit there and perpetually fail and stay a loser. And if you want to send me long emails convincing me why it's okay for you to be a loser because you have something called depression, I will ignore you and continue to be fantastic. So you can stay there and fail. I don't care. I don't care. The most you can hope for, sending me a long email trying to convince me depression is real, is that my brother and I laugh at you. That is the best that can happen. Look at this idiot. Look how hard they're trying to convince me that it's okay to be a sad failure. That's the best you can hope for. I'm going to stay fantastically happy and fantastically successful irregardless. Depression isn't real. Take me to jail. I don't care. It's not real. I refuse to adopt it. Put me back in the dungeon. I will never be depressed. I will sit there happier than these people on the outside. I refuse absolutely.
Classic Andrew Tate rant.
Thank you.
Feel like this is what the world is missing. Feel like you're doing a little bit more now than you were when you first got out.
When I got out,
do you feel like there's a little shift there? Because I feel like you were a lot, like when you were with Tucker or Candace, you were a lot more reserved, statesman-like. but over the last maybe month, you've been kind of reverting back to your older self. Do you
Yeah.
feel like there's a shift? Is that intentional or?
I was told to shut up. And I said, I'll never shut up.
Yeah.
And they said, well, at least be careful. And I said, well, no, I'm not going to be that careful. And they said, but every word will be used against you in the court of law.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie to you. There was a little while where I kind of cared. And now I'm just like, take me to jail.
Yeah.
Just take me to jail, bro. If you really want to put me in jail, just do it. Like, what am I going to do? Live scared forever. If you really want to lock me up, then just lock me up. I know I've done nothing wrong. I'll be fine. I'll eat the rice. I'll do my push-ups. Just put me in jail. I tried my best, and I did Tucker, and I did a few interviews, and I can be statesman-like. I know there's a time and a place,
Of course.
and I'm never gonna shut up. It's not who I am. But there's a time and a place to be more reserved. But I think now, as everyone realized that this is garbage and it's a matrix attack, and also as time's gone on, and I've realized that if every word you get desensitized. Once you understand that everything you ever say will be used against you, you care for a while, and then one day you wake up and go, oh, whatever. Girls can't park, whatever. Take me to jail. Put me in jail then. Like, what can I do? I'm not going to sit here. I can't defeat the Matrix. What I can do is inspire people at home to wake up and resist for the benefit of themselves and their families, and perhaps we can damage the Matrix, but they're always going to chop off the head of the snake. Even if we win, I'm going to jail. I'm done. Because I was too big and too loud and I was too much at the forefront. They'll kill the general at the front, even if the army wins. That's how it is. My future's set. It is what it is. I believe in God. I refuse to shut up. I've made my decisions. I'm the man I am. I've made my bed and I'm going to lie in it. So it is what it is. Take me to fucking jail. Put me in the jail cell then. I'm not scared.
Don't.
Yeah, but I'm not going to live in fear.
Yeah.
I know I've done
No, I get
nothing
that.
wrong. I'm not going to sit here and be afraid of any of this
Yeah.
because fear feeds it. Fear is what they want. They're objective. They don't want me in jail. Matt, they don't want me in jail. What they want me to do is come out, shut up, not talk, or talk and cry my eyes out like Jordan did, crying my eyes out on antidepressants because I can't take the stress and the pressure while also writing books about mental rigidity and then sitting there crying, oh, I'm on antidepressants. That's what they wanted me to do. They wanted all the people to believe in me to realize that I was a false prophet. That's what they wanted. And I refuse. So you can martyr me and put me in jail and make me more influential than ever before, and I'll do my push-ups, or you can let me go because I'm innocent. I'm ready for either one.